Good morning. Today on Spotlight, inside the nationwide campaign to get children ages 5 to 11 years old vaccinated against COVID-19 and the Delta variant. Is it really necessary? And if so, why? We'll ask Dr. Lee Savio-Beers, president of the American Academy of Pediatrics and leader of its 67,000 medical membership. She'll join us from our nation's capital. And later on our Sunday morning program, meet the new sheriff in town. Raphael Ray Washington is the new top law enforcement officer of Wayne County. It's Sunday, November the 14th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Between the ages of 5 and 11, should they get this COVID-19 vaccine?
Yes, I absolutely recommend the COVID-19 vaccine for actually everyone for whom it's authorized, including children ages 5 to 11.
And you're thoroughly convinced that it is safe for most people within that age group?
Yeah, I am. I think we've all learned a lot about the process of vaccine development and authorization, and it is a really careful and rigorous process. And so by the time a vaccine is authorized, it's undergone, quite careful review, and I think we should feel really confident that it's a safe and effective vaccine.
Sure. Your organization is helping to lead a campaign called It's Up to You. You're also doing that with the Ad Council. Put that parental hat on for a moment. 40% have already gotten that vaccine. 40%, according to the figures I've seen, say that they aren't sure yet if they're going to get it. They're still trying to make that decision. As a parent, and you now have teenagers over that age group, but you can relate to it having gone through there. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, well, and I think that's exactly right. Like as a parent, it's our job to understand the health decisions we're making for our kids and for ourselves too, but for our kids. And so, part of this campaign is about making sure that people have access to good and accurate information to make those decisions. And so, we want to be able to share with families, what the information about the safety and efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine, but also encourage parents if they have questions. That's okay and that's normal, and reach out to your pediatrician or to your trusted medical provider and have that conversation. Ask those questions. Say, I've heard this, I don't know about this. Can we talk it through? Because that's what we're here for, and that's your job as a parent to get those questions answered.
Dr. Beers, as leader of pediatricians, thousands of them spread across this nation, and you're interacting with them all the time, what is perhaps the most common question or questions that you all receive from parents?
Yeah, the first question is why. Why should we do this? I think there's a misconception that COVID is not serious in children, and while we know children are at less risk for serious illness than adults are, they still can get very, very ill. And even one hospitalization or death that is preventable by a safe and effective vaccine is too many. And so that's the first question is why. And we say, because COVID can be very serious in children, and we have a safe and effective way to prevent that, and we want to. The second thing that parents ask is, wow, this seemed to happen quickly. How did it happen so quickly? And I think, knowing that process actually really helps to understand that, the science behind these vaccines has been under development for decades. And there have been no shortcuts in the testing and the trials and the review and authorization of the COVID-19 vaccines. The things that have happened a little faster have been the sort of administrative and bureaucratic things, the paperwork and the stuff that always hangs us up. But there's been no shortcuts in the science.
Should parents expect side effects any different than what they may have experienced as adults getting this vaccine?
No, we're actually seeing a very, very very similar types of side effects. Most commonly, actually, people do fine and don't have any side effects, but some of the more common side effects are, a sore arm, or just like with any vaccine, a little bit of tiredness, fatigue. Interestingly, in the trials, we actually saw lower rates of those side effects in young children, in the 5 to 11-year-old children, than we did in older adults. So I think, parents should feel reassured that it's pretty similar.
And if they decide to get this vaccine for their children, should they expect to have to get boosters after they get that first initial dose?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, the short answer is we got to take it one step at a time. We only know if a booster is needed after a period of time, just like with adults. I think it's reasonable to expect that we will ultimately recommend boosters. But for right now, we're seeing that the vaccine has creates lasting, immunity for a good period of time. And we'll keep an eye on it and keep watching it. But based on the experience with adults, it wouldn't be surprising.
We're talking about the age group between 5 and 11, which has been approved for use. Let's go a little younger than that. We have a situation here, a state senator who I just interviewed a couple weeks ago. She has COVID-19, and her 9-month-old baby has COVID-19. What should parents do in that situation? Because we are hearing about those type of cases. They're too young to get any type of vaccine, and they're just starting their life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a great reminder as to why it's so important for all of us who are eligible.
And we should say that the mother was vaccinated.
Yes. Well, absolutely, right. But that's also it's exactly why each one of us who is eligible to get the vaccine should, because that helps protect our infants and our babies. Because the more people who are vaccinated, the less COVID that's out there spreading, and the less of a chance for young infants to get it, or the rare breakthrough infection. And so I think it's a good reminder. And I think also it's also a reminder that there is still a lot of COVID out there. And so we've got to continue to be careful and cautious, and, following those guidelines of wearing our masks when we're in indoor crowded areas, to decrease the spread as well. But I think I feel for those families, and I'm sure she's got a great pediatrician who's walking hand in hand with her to help make sure that everybody stays healthy.
All right, Dr. Lee Savio-Beers, thank you so much for joining us, President of the American Academy of Pediatrics. We should emphasize what you said earlier. Information is the key, and we know that you have a website where people can get a lot more information. Thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight. Pleasure talking with you, and we'll have to get you back.
Yeah, happily. Anytime, happy to.
Thank you so much. And when Spotlight returns, we'll sit down with the new Wayne County Sheriff, Raphael Ray Washington, right after this. Let's start by just talking a little bit about the job. You've taken over after Benny Napoleon, who was in that position for a long period of time and became almost a fixture in that position. Now you're the new man in charge, and the buck stops at your desk. What's the experience been like so far?
So it's been a great experience. Having been Benny Napoleon being a mentor of mine for over 35 years, I had great teaching, and so I come into this position obviously being a little different when you are the sheriff and the buck stops with you. But it's been a great experience. I have good support with my staff here. I don't operate on an island. I surround myself with good people that had been here, and I brought some in to help run this agency. And I think we're doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to what's to come even in the future.
Sure. Sheriff, what has surprised you perhaps the most that you didn't see when you weren't the chief sheriff there?
Yeah, so I think what surprised me the most was how much how much is involved in being the sheriff. You're getting requests, you're having to do things from all different genres of society. I thought it was just, we've been the police for over 30, almost 40 years. And I thought that's what we do as a sheriff's office. Mm-hmm. But when you're the sheriff, it becomes a little more. And so you're getting requests and you're having people wanting to speak with you and wanting to help you move the agency forward from a community perspective. And so I think that's the biggest thing. I didn't realize how much people really want to help and people really want to see the sheriff's office succeed. So that's been an eye opener for me, and it's been a welcome eye opener. So I'm excited about that.
Sure. Do you have some top goals that you really want to achieve, that you want to disseminate to the public and say, keep a watch on this because this is what I'm about?
Yes, I thank you for asking me that, because what I am, Chuck, what I'm about is community. I'm about service, and I call myself a servant leader because I've been serving the community for almost 40 years, every day of my life. And so I'm going to ask the community to watch me work, watch me be in the community, engaging the community, as well as taking care of the mandated things that we have to do in the sheriff's office, which is the safety of our county courts, our parks, and our county jails. We've got tremendous help with the CEO's office. CEO Warren Evans is helping us to recruit and providing some things that we need to be successful. So that's what I want to let the community know. As we also move into a new jail next year, late next year, that we're going to be in the state-of-the-art jail. And if we have to be in a jail business, we want it to be a place that's welcoming to our staff and a place where those that have the misfortune of being in our custody can feel like they are innocent people until they've had their day in court and been proven guilty, and that we treat them that way.
Sure. What the pandemic has impacted all of us. What's the major impact that it's had on the Wayne County Sheriff's Department?
Well, obviously, the major impact it had on is on the three officers that we lost to the pandemic. Benny Napoleon being one of our commanders, Donna Faye Collins being another, and one of our corporals, Dean Savard, being another that we lost in 2020 to the pandemic. But what we are doing currently, and what we've been doing since the start, is making sure that everyone that comes into our facility is tested. To make sure that they're not bringing the virus into our facilities. And if they are, that we quarantine them till they get to a point where we can put them in our various general populations. So we're doing that. We're mandating masks. We've been doing that since March 2020. Everyone in our facility must have a mask, and that's staff and inmates that have the misfortune of being in our facilities.
Okay, I know that equity, diversity, and inclusion has been a priority for you. We're going to take a little quick break. When we come back, we'll pick up on that right after this. Equity, diversity, and inclusion. I moderated a panel discussion not too long ago where you were on with several other people. And I was struck by how passionate you were about this topic. Why and what role do you have that playing in your job there in Wayne County?
So yes, Chuck, equity, diversity, and inclusion is I think very important from an aspect of, in law enforcement, we must look like the community that we serve. We must be in a position where we can present to the community those that look like the community when they're talking about serving the community, especially in the law enforcement aspect. And so what that means is that we're very passionate about making sure that we bring in people into our agency to look like Wayne County. And Wayne County is very diverse. And what that means is that when we send people out into the community of the 43 communities in Wayne County to assist those agencies in those communities and with law enforcement, things that we must do, that they asked us to do, that we have some kind of investment, some kind of buy-in, that I understand what the community needs. I understand their concerns. And because I understand that, look at me, we look like you. We are people who are ingrained into the communities that we serve. And I think that's important for the trust aspect that we must gain back from the community when we're talking about law enforcement and community working together.
What is
Yes.
it that perhaps you're doing different to be able to recruit a much more diverse population and young people that could be with your agency for many years when they're constantly hearing about the safety aspect of the type of work you do and the very unfortunate incident that you had not too long ago where an officer was actually killed in one of the jails?
Yeah, so what we're doing is making it easier, first of all, for those 18, 19-year-olds that are leaving high school and haven't really figured out what it is that they want to do in life. We're saying, come on and be a part of our agency, which is what a lot of us in leadership now did when we left high school. A lot of us didn't go straight to college. We had to work due to various life situations and home situations. And so we got here, we went to work, and we went to school at the same time, and we were able to rise into our agencies and get a career is what we want our people to do that we're bringing in. And so I think when we do that, we go out and recruit a vast array of young people, and we don't have an age limit. I don't want to just say this is a young person on job. Any of those that are coming into our agency, that they understand that when we send them out, that they're here to serve the public. Law enforcement it could be a dangerous career. But what happens is when you absolutely follow the rules and the trainings that you've been given, it helps you be very successful and keeps you out of harm's way.
Sheriff, do you support people who say we need to defund police because they have not been as sensitive as perhaps they should be with our citizens, and that indeed would get their attention and hit them in their pocketbook?
So I don't think we should defund the police. I think we should be putting more money into helping advance the training that law enforcement needs. And when we talk about that, I'm talking about especially in the mental health field. When we have to deal with those that are walking the streets that we come in contact with that have conditions of mental illness, we need money to help training with that so that we'll know, our law enforcement officers will know that they're dealing with a condition and not a person. I don't ever want to live in a society where law enforcement is not present and law enforcement is not equipped to handle the various things that we have to deal with. I don't think that's the answer. We just need to talk about how we best move law enforcement forward, respecting the public, not doing things that we should not be doing, and calling those things out that we are getting wrong and calling things out right that we're getting right.
All right, we need to take one more quick break. We'll come right back with some final questions to Sheriff Ray Washington. Stay with us. Sheriff, we oftentimes hear people say, lock them up and throw the key away when they've committed a crime and that they don't have any business back out in our society. How do you confront that type of attitude, right or wrong, because they have done something, many of them, that means that they shouldn't be out walking among the general population if they're a danger to the general population, even though you have certainly cited some of the mental health issues that you have to deal with.
We talk about misdemeanor crimes and non-assaultive things, and how do we get them out? How do we, those that can't afford bond or bail and they can't get out, but they're non-assaultive crimes and their taxpayers are paying a lot of money to serve them, to keep them in our facility when they really don't have to be here. So we got diversion, or I'm a part of diversion programs with Kim Worthy, our prosecutor in Wayne County, Dana Nessel, our Attorney General, State Attorney General, who are coming up with plans and ideas on how we put those kind of non-assaultive people who have done things and gotten them wrong. How do we put them in a place where they can be gainfully employed, where they can maybe work off their sentence or their bond situations, that we could put them out and they can work those things out and they can be monitored. We're talking about these things all the time. And because what we do is overcrowd our jail. We did a survey here in our Wayne County jail, and we wanted to see how many people do you have here because the turnover is about a 9-10 day stay. And who's in our jails? And we found more often than not, the overwhelming majority of those people are people who should be out on bond and can't afford it. They can't get out, and we're paying. It's costing $40,000 a year or so for one inmate to feed them and house them and things like that, when they really should not be in our jail system. When I walk the jails and talk to our inmates and ask them, why are they here? How did they get here? It's they need jobs. They felt like they didn't have the education, they don't have the skill set, and they need jobs. And they felt like they didn't have jobs, so they created a pathway, which is the wrong way, to try to get money, to try to have to rob people and things like that. And we found out if we get these people into some skilled trades and we move them to a place where they can be successful, those kind of they work. Those things work. And so that's what we're doing, and I think that's what we should be doing.
Final question. You've certainly talked about the challenges of the job. What's the most rewarding part?
Watching people appreciate the fact that we as law enforcement are out here and we're doing the best we can to get it right. I think that makes me happy. Chuck, listen, I've been doing this 39 years next year. So I started in 1983, and I did nothing but want to drive that scout car up and down the street and take care of Mr. and Mrs. Brown. That's all I wanted to do. And that's what most officers who come on this job want to do. And the reward we get is to see the appreciation in their faces, to say, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do for us. And we appreciate you. I always say, I've never worked a day in my life. Seriously. I've never worked in my adult life. I love what I do. This is all I ever wanted to do. So I appreciate the community understanding that and appreciating what we do for them.
Sheriff Raphael Ray Washington, thanks so much for joining us today on Spotlight. Stay safe, and we'll get you back.
Thank you for your time, Chuck. Appreciate you.
Special thanks to Dr. Beers and Sheriff Washington. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.